Let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another video, and today I am very excited because Silent Planet has put out a new single called Antimatter. I have been highly anticipating new Silent Planet, one of my favorites. I love this band. I will link all their social media, any promotional links in the description of this video. I have waited until release. It's like very late at night right now. The video is about to premiere in a few minutes, which is why I have this weird, almost spooky lighting, is because this is my first time filming anything in this office at night, so we're trying this out. But new Silent Planet had to do it. I'm going to stop talking. We are going to get straight into it. We on that premiere time. Oh.
Silhouette, guilty conscience, barely hanging by a breath. Get the lights and make me oblivion, and I will follow through the phosphorescent streets. I'd give anything to be in over my head. Aftermath.
Wow. Those screams back there? What? Cynthy Planet. Ooh, that snare sounds damn good. Silent Planet, Antimatter, let's discuss. This was not at all what I was expecting, and I know Garrett has been doing streaming and stuff, and I just have not been able to get to any of the streams this year, or really anyone's streams, unfortunately. With the whole thing with both of my dogs getting sick and moving and stuff, it's just been really crazy, so I had no idea what direction. The only thing that I saw recently was Mitch had posted a new riff on Instagram, and it sounded crazy. It's definitely not from this song, so while we have this, that's something I'm keeping in the back of my mind as well, but I had no expectations really going into this with them saying, you know, it's different. I saw Garrett saying he's doing a bit more singing on this record, which I'm excited to hear, but this was not at all the direction I was expecting. It's got a really slow groove to a lot of parts of it, infused with like this hyper pop synthy sound, which is a lot of what I've been listening to that's not deathcore or metalcore, falls along like that sort of area. So for me, it's such an interesting blend, because there are parts of this that, especially as it progresses towards the end of the song, that the delivery is from Garrett just sounds like Silent Planet to me. So that infused with this brand new sound, production on this is absolutely stunning as well. It has to have this huge sound. I talk a lot about production, I feel, on the channel, and tracks that really fit the sound that they're going for. This is one of them, whether it be the elements that are brand new for Silent Planet, or some of the layering on the vocals of that part where you heard those screams in the background. Then as it transitioned, those became more prominent, like the forefront, and I thought that was a really neat, I'm not sure, it's neat to picture and also be able to like sonically match that up as well. I'm trying to come up with things to say that aren't just like, whoa, wow, I can't believe. And even the parts of this track that were really heavy didn't go like overly in your face, and I feel for that reason it's going to be a grower. The more you listen, the better it's going to be. After one listen, I really like this. It's an adjustment for sure, but all sounds that I'm really digging on first listen. I already have a plan to put this onto the playlist, do a bunch of revisiting, but I do feel strongly that it's going to be one of those where like a week from now, it's going to be a first thing in the morning. I'm going to be singing along to it and stuff. It's just got such an adjustment in sound. I feel it's an overwhelming first listen, but in a good way. I will probably try to keep this outro a little bit shorter. I've been doing really long outros, like 10 minutes per song, because I just have a ton to say. But with this, I'm left a little bit speechless, because while it's got a lot to adjust to, it also has like that slow build to it, the powerful moments. It feels like they have a lot of, you know, like the thick but simple groove when it drops. That sort of thing is a much different approach, I feel like, for Silent Planet. Things like that tend to be stuff that the more I listen, the better it seems, even if it's not, because I'm finding myself leaning more towards tracks like that as well. I love stuff that's obnoxiously heavy, that's in your face. I love stuff like the new Face Yourself EP, both of their new EPs, stuff like that scratches a certain itch, but I have a certain desire for stuff that takes a different approach, introduces some different elements, and I've been really digging some stuff that heavily relies on synth and kind of saturates in that. Stuff like Hurt Wave has been on my rotation pretty much since they formed the band. I don't know that they'll make any more music, but that kind of has left me looking for things that include essentially a lot of what this has, but it's much different at the same time because it is Silent Planet. When you look at the lyrics to this track, while it's not, it's not their most complex songs in their discography, but the lyrics are still the approach is Silent Planet. It's their music, but taken to this totally different place that is gonna be a big change. Obviously, we have everything in their discography to go back and listen to, and I'm also curious because they've been very open about the fact that they have an album that they wrote. They worked with Buster Oldholm. They worked, I think, still with Dan Bronstein. I'm not Bronstein, but I can never say that properly. It's always whatever my brain wants to say. It's the opposite, and it's late and I'm tired, so I'm not gonna put too much thought into it. I'm pretty sure, but I'll need to look once the official announcements of pre-orders and stuff are out, which at this time the link has new merch and stuff, but there's not any sort of information, so I think that's coming in the pipeline. We really are getting treated with this too. It feels very quick. I know the timeline isn't terribly off for regular release cycle, but it does feel like we just got through with Iridescent. I was re-listening to that album today, and it's damn good. It's just so good. But anyway, this obviously feels like we're going into new territory, but like I said, I heard a riff that Mitch posted on Instagram that sounded incredible. I'm really curious how that will play into things, and if they'll continue infuse. I would assume that this is what we can expect, or at least some version of them bringing new stuff in. Hearing Garrett saying he's singing more on the record has me excited too, to see how that will come across. It feels especially so. One thing about this, before I do wrap up and try not to rant too much about this, is having this approach where some of it is sort of more like spoken, slow, maybe sung slow as well. It makes those moments where the screaming comes in that much more powerful. Got the slow catchiness, not like a big hook track or anything, which for me, a lot of catchy tracks have those like big, soaring choruses with a huge hook and stuff, and this has a much different approach that is equally as effective and a bit more unique. When I'm thinking of the stuff I'm listening to, there's not a lot that sounds like this, so it does make me excited for what's to come. Having something so different and unexpected, I don't have anything that I would want to see different from this track or anything like that. Knowing there's a full album as well, it really just leaves me curious more than anything about what's to come, and excited as well. So I'm not sure how. I do wonder if I feel like this is going to be well received. There's been a lot of stuff that takes a turn, and it gets people disliking it or people on board really easily. And Architects would be a really good example of that. And I liked a lot of what they did. And so I feel like I'm surprised when I really like something and then people are like, we don't. But in this case, I do feel pretty confident that it will be well received. I think the things that have been mentioned and the way that it's like infused in this Silent Planet sounding almost... I don't want to start slapping random subgenres on it and stuff, but their sound with like this whole new design on it, I think will be well received by a lot of people. Of course, like anything, when you have changes, there are going to be people who don't like it, but also people who maybe didn't listen to Silent Planet before but can get this is like an entry-level song for them or something like that. That stuff's bound to happen, but let me know what you thought in the comments. I will link the video I used in the reaction portion of this, as well as their merch, any support links, social media for the band in the description of this video. You'll also be able to find my Linktree, which will have the Discord server invite link, my Patreon, my Twitch. Twitch and Patreon are both getting big updates here soon in the next week or so. Now that I've got the new office and I'm getting settled and stuff, I'm going to be adding a lot more onto the Patreon and Twitch. I'll be starting up and doing some streams that are different than the ones I do on YouTube. YouTube is still where my request streams will take place on Tuesdays. This upcoming Tuesday, I will be doing my first one in really like a few weeks, almost a month, I think, with everything that's gone on. So we'll be getting back into that. If you want to follow the Twitch so you can see once I get started on there and what I'm doing, that'll be there. The Discord server is where the community is based for my YouTube channel, so if you're interested in joining that, that is there as well. As always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.